Welcome to the Wargrove of Woe. In today's video, we will be boiling down the basics of the Ossiarch Bonereapers Battleline option and how to use them. First, we have the Mortech Guard, the standard infantry skeleton that are one of the more durable units in the entire game. These guys are slow, hard to kill, and can potentially dish out some hurt. They have a movement of 4 inches, bravery 10, 1 wound, and a 4-up save. They work best in squads of 20 to 30 if you really don't want that unit to be wiped out. Their main job is to sit on objectives and block lanes of movement. They have 2 weapon options, either the netherite spears or swords. Like most spears versus swords trade-off, you trade the spear for offensive power or a longer reach. The spear and the sword have the exact same profile, except the swords have 1 rend and 1 reach, whereas the spears have 2-inch reach and no rend. A unique weapon option that they have access to is a Great Blade, where it's the exact same profile of the sword, but with an extra pip on their wound roll. I personally don't think it's a good idea to take the Great Blade because the entire unit has a native 6s to hit, explode into 2 hits, except for the Great Blade. Often it's more valuable to have an extra spear or sword to get those 6s to hit. Their banner gives them a +1 to run and charge. The special ability that the Mortech have access to is the Shield Wall ability. It lets them reroll failed save rolls for the combat phase. This ability, combined with other defensive options the Bonereapers have access to, is what gives the Mortech their tankiness. And as such, their battlefield role is to be as obnoxiously hard to kill as possible. I tend to take Mortech in blobs of 20, so it's a little bit more flexible and easier to maneuver. They also should be stuck next to various heroes or a harvester to keep them alive. The only other battleline option that the Bonereapers have access to are the Cavalous Death Riders. They have a movement of 12, bravery 10, 3 wounds, and a 4-up save. These guys are your standard light cavalry, meant to be harassing your opponent's backline or threatening to take objectives. You don't want to keep them in extended combat because they'll fall apart. I tend to take them in minimum squads of 5. They have the exact same profile as the Mortech, except they have 1 more attack each, giving them 3 attacks base and then 4 for the leader. They also share the netherite weapon's special ability, which gives them exploding hits on 6. One key difference is that if the Death Riders have the spear and they make a charge, the exploding hits trigger on a 5. The horse is also getting an attacking profile, having 2 attacks each, hitting on 3s, wounding on 4s, no rend, 1 damage. Their unique ability is Death Rider Wedge, which is a wimpy damage on the charge ability. For 1 Relentless Discipline point, you can roll a dice for each Death Rider model in your unit, and for each 5-up, the unit you charged into suffers 1 mortal wound. They also have a pylon of 6 inches in the following charge phase. Their banner also gives them +1 to run and charge moves. Their battlefield roles is to harass the enemy, try and flank or threaten enemy vulnerable points. And that is the 2 options for the Ossiarch Bonereaper Battleline. If there's any topics you'd like me to cover in future videos, please leave them down in the comments, and I'll see you all next time.